Hi, this is Dennis Wilborn. Welcome to Active Trend Trading. I want to thank you for stopping by. I hope the video you're about ready to watch provides additional information about how to train yourself to become a profitable trader. Aloha. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. This is Dennis Wilborn with the Active Trend Traders. Welcome to After Market Monday. The webinar is being recorded. It'll be posted a little bit later on the Active Trend Trading webpage and also to the YouTube channel. I want to remind everybody that all the materials that we do present are for trading purposes only. Traders should always paper trade any new method prior to the risk of their own personal capital. Past performance does not guarantee future performance. The objective of after hour market is one, to take a look at timely actionable intel at the beginning of each week. And so market review, more downside and volatility, or the big question is more upside and volatility. I think it's going to be a combination of both. This should be very much a news-driven week. We have, definitely 3 events. I'm a little bit surprised that the market didn't react more negatively to the G7 summit. It was, quite interesting. Basically, just both sides pointing fingers at each other, telling each other how bad they are, was what it seemed like. But then we also want to take a look at the stocks and ETFs that are setting up. We try to do this all within about 10 to 15 minutes so we can get everybody on their way. We don't want to take up a lot of your time. So very interesting. I heard a speaker yesterday at church, and he just blew my socks off. One of the things he talked about, he says, never protect a belief system that doesn't produce victory or wins. And I got to thinking about that. Of course, my mind is always in, well, how does that relate to trading? And I think it relates very, significantly to trading in that sometimes the belief system that we have isn't set up to be a winning trader for whatever reason. I can't, psychological background, all that kind of stuff. But the thing that's really great is we can change our belief system so that, so that was his essence of what he was talking about, is basically if your current belief system isn't resulting in winning, change your belief system so that it brings up about winning. And of course, this is a great picture. I was reading about this picture last night, and the question was, when you look at this picture, what do you see? And so if you're pro this side over here, pro what's on the right, you're probably going, man, they've really not, telling these guys over here, the globalists, what's going on. If your position's more to the left, you're sitting there going, how dare these guys on the right be doing their thing? But anyway, kind of an interesting picture. I do find it very, somewhat interesting. Isn't this the Prime Minister of Japan? And they're really kind of like looking and going, And then what was the deal with Trudeau's issue with his eyebrow yesterday? Anybody know? But anyway, let's get on to where we're going. Hey, here's where we're sitting as of about 15 minutes after the hour today. I want to push active trend trading till it gets up to about 20% through June. That way we're halfway to our goal of what we're looking at for on a yearly basis. So of course, we want to do better than that. But as you can see, all of the indexes are now up for the year. NASDAQ Composite and the Russell, strongest of the entities. S&P doesn't know who it wants to be, whether it wants to be the NASDAQ partner or the Dow partner, and so it's kind of stuck in the middle. So we'll take a look at some charts here. Market events that continue, going to be happening this week. As I said, G7 summit, Fed meeting, Korean summit, and the market probably already has the Fed cooked in. It's like I said, a 90+% probability that the Fed is going to raise rates this coming Wednesday, and so depending on what the Fed statement is, will determine how the market is driven going forward from there. And of course, the Korean Summer, we don't know what's going to come out of that. If it's interpreted as good news, we may be looking at a rally moving into the latter part of the week. We shall see. Seasonal expectation, volatility continues high, wide-ranging. Our moves probably very little traction until after Wednesday, or Wednesday, the new way of spelling Wednesday. We do have a bonus trade that's in place for everybody who is a member of Active Trend Trading on JNUG. This is the junior gold miners. We open half a position down here about 1432. In the event, we're going to try to take advantage of the seasonal run in gold that tends to take place around the end of July timeframe, sometime between now and the end of July. There were the other ETFs that we're looking at, are ETFs and Netflix, Tesla, NBA, YY, BABA, and Grub. Now, if you're a premium member, you should have received 4 orders last night that are conditional orders that are currently, I have them in place, and I explained them in the, if you have not seen them, please go over to the website. Let me find the website here. There we go. Please go over to the website, go to On the Radar, watch this video. It's a fairly short video, but it goes in and explains exactly what I'm doing here with BABA, MBDA, Grub, and YY. And if you want to see the exact orders, you just go and click here, and then that'll pop up the exact information about the orders that were placed, and they're currently sitting out there waiting to be filled. So when we do our trade, we expect 4 different outcomes, 1 of 4 outcomes. 1, we win a little, we lose a little. Secondly, we win big or we lose big. The idea behind following the system is we eliminate number 4. Eliminate number 4, and that basically eliminates our biggest risk. Will there still be risk when we trade? You betcha, because the moment we place our trade, we are out of control. We control only 2 points: when we enter, when we exit. Here's what I talk about seasonality in gold. We're approaching this point in seasonality down here, June, July timeframe. Typically, we'll get a slide into the July timeframe, either horizontally or slightly down, and then we get a nice tick up. Here's JNUG, and this is one of the reasons we're trading. This is JNUG so far this year. 1, real quick moves, 42% in 6 days. And so we're in and out of this trade fairly quickly, but we're triggering off of what gold and gold miners are doing. One of the things I like about the flip side of this is JDust. And where this basically indicates, and I've shared this with folks previously, is this run from here to here on JDust is reflective of the run from here down to here in JNUG. As you can see, what we can string together, and we're going to be working on stringing together for this, and then going into next year, stringing together for early warning alerts, is tying it where, yes, we want to take advantage of this, but we also want to be starting to take advantage of this type of move here. So from there, and then the pop up there, and we string together through 2 or 3 or 4 of those per year, and the returns, really, start taking care of themselves. I've shared this psychology map or chart with everybody before, but I just want to always bring it up, especially where we're at with the market, because I'm still scratching my head. Are we at the place where the market is showing complacency just before a major correction? And to be really honest with you, I don't know. I look at here's the weekly chart on the S&P, and a couple of weeks ago I was sitting there, yeah, this looks pretty much like it could be going into a stronger correction, but then bam, we hit this 2600 level and we get a nice little pop back up. We still need to take out these highs over here, and And so if we fail anywhere but up here to the 20, I think this is about the 2800 level. If we fail there and roll back over, then who knows? We may be in the area of complacency. Here's what we're working on, and I'm going to basically end there, and then we'll go look at a couple of charts. Okay, if you're not receiving the bonus trades, I will say, just go to this website right here, register. There's no obligations, and it just makes you a active trend trading member for the newsletter, and it makes you eligible to get the free bonus trades. I try to do somewhere between, about one trade every 6 weeks or so that there'll be about, somewhere between 9 to 12 bonus trades, good, free for everybody, at the, and these are setups throughout the year. So let's take a look at what we did find today. Well, okay, here's the S&P. The spiders, as you can see, it pushed on up here close to the 280 level. Is it going to roll back over? It's got a 100% retracement level, gets up here to 282. It may not make that. Weekly wise, TSI isn't a trigger heading up, but very gradually. Daily chart, shooting star, which could say, hey, we've gone as far as we're going to go until after Wednesday. So I would look for probably not a lot of traction up through Wednesday unless something spectacular happens in Singapore with the Korean Korean summit. So QQQ for the NASDAQ, as you can see, pushed on up to, still hasn't quite broken out. It broke out, but then fell back below it. So it's dancing around that 175 level. Certainly not a buy as of yet. If it would rebound down here to the 172 to 171 level, I would look at putting a buy on Qs. I would actually be buying the TQQ. So that's what we're doing there. IWM, again, I would be trading TNA for IWM. It has pushed up to new highs, broken out. I would like to see it pull back a little bit more towards the 163 level, which is down here. Doesn't have to make it all the way there, but if it makes it halfway in between the 8 and the 20, that would be a place for a potential trigger. I would be looking to trade TNA on that situation, and so as you can see, that would be TNA at about 83, somewhere between 83.50 and 83.50 and $84. What about the trades? We did JNUG. We talked about that last week. JNUG. I want to add in the rest of the position for JNUG because I want to have a full position. Right now we have a half. We are definitely respecting this level here at 385 down to 1350 to 1355. Bullish engulfing today, and so if this springs out and will give us a sustained breakout above the 50-day moving average here at 1437, that may be the trigger to say, hey, it's time to go ahead and buy the rest of the, purchase the remaining portion of the JNUG position. For premium members, hope you saw the trade on Gush as of last week. We jumped into this based on this tick up here on the TSI, got in midpoint about 37.79, I believe, and we got a nice little, continue to move up today. Jumps up. If this gets up to somewhere about 43 to 45, we'll be taking partial profit on this position, and we'll see if oil is going to continue to push up. A lot of interest in oil, and this is oil exploration, of course, but we'll have to. Is the interest due to that it's just time for oil to find a bottom and move up, or are there other reasons? Because we know the Saudis and the Russians have come out and said, oil's too expensive or something like that, they're going to increase their production. But that really didn't negate the move in oil. And then the trade we did for everybody today. Let me walk you through this trade really quick and how we did it. I wanted to, I knew I was going to be prepping for this meeting or this webinar, so I was looking at Venom, which is a, okay, it is a limited partnership, energy partners, but it is an LP, and Skip, this may be why they wouldn't let you trade this in your IRA. I don't know if anybody else has had that problem where you can't trade this kind of a entity within your IRA. But again, check with your brokers to see why that happened. But here's what I was seeing. Okay, 4 days ago, we have a very nice hammer that came down, hit off of a former breakout area. So it found support there at the 26.22 level. And hammer proceeded back up, got a little bit of a TSI tick up, but then today it comes back down and retests the 100-day moving average. And as I was scrolling through prices at about a couple hours before the market closed, I said, okay, if this holds its position, okay, where it's somewhere between 27.50 all the way up to 27.80, because I didn't want to buy it if it broke out above here, that I would want to get into this position based on a small TSI tick up. And so as you can see, when I did the trade, let's see, there's 65. It is a very small tick up. And here's why I'm looking for the tick up, guys, in case you're wondering. I'm looking right here in this little puka right there. And on this day, it was at 83.83, and today it closed at 0.65. So a very small tick up. But I knew that it had to kind of close right in this where the body was right now. So that's where I said, okay, at 10 minutes to the close of the market, I placed an order to buy Venom if the price was within between 27.50 and 27.80 or 27.85. That triggered at 10 minutes before the close, and it filled. And I think it filled. I filled at 27.73, 27.75, somewhere around there. What's my stop loss? Very, very small risk involved in this because my stop loss is basically down here, right there. It's about 5%, but it's if it drops below the 26 or below this low from this hammer right there, because what that does is that voids the reversal signal. This hammer is the reversal signal substantiated with these long-tailed candles over here. And so in reality, it should not go below this low. And because if it does, it voids the reversal signal. So that's what I'm going to be looking at tomorrow. I gave it 22 cents. If it gets down to 26, get me out of the trade. And we went in with a little bit lighter than a full position so that we'd make sure that we didn't lose, the over the 5% from what would be a full position. So that's what we're looking at with Venom. Okay. That's basically it. Like I said, I hope, and again, that trade went out to everyone. And so, any questions? Hey, Charlie. Okay, if no questions, then we're going to wrap it up. For the premium members, if the way I sent out the alerts yesterday and last night, please give me some feedback on how that worked for you with regarding receiving the information primarily. And you should have been able to take action on those with the alerts. Now, if you have not seen the, because I walked through the parameters for each trade on the radar video, so please take a look at that. And because that's part of the refinements that we're doing within active trend trading. Excellent. So, okay. Hey, God bless everybody. Have a great rest of the week. We'll be staying in touch. Watch out for the Fed come Wednesday. Aloha.